there's the Patriots offense. That kind of devotion to the run by Belichick. He's like Belichick and McDaniel. Okay, if it's working, if it ain't broke, it's like.
Well, I mean, you go into a game knowing based on your game plan, you follow everything leading up to the game plan. You say to yourself, what's the weather going to be like? Oh, it's going to be this. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. If it rains, this is what we're doing. If it snows, this is what we're doing. If it's windy, we get the ball here, this is what we're going to do. So now we say to ourselves, we stay consistent with what we came into the game with, understanding we're going to run heavy jumbo packages and personnel groupings. We're going to use our biggest wide receiver on the perimeter as an extra tight end. He's going to block down on the defensive end. Our guards are going to kick out. Our tackle's going to pull. Our center's going to pull. They're going to get a hat on a hat. Now it's up to our running back to make a decision on the safety. The safety doesn't want to see a 250-pound running back. He decides to make a business decision most of the time. So when you look at that sort of stuff, that's just what it is. I mean, over pursuit based on the toss, they get caught in the wash, off to the races. Now you come back, you say, okay, if we can average about 4 yards a pop and we can keep this thing at 3rd and 2 and just methodically run the ball down their throat, we're going to win the game. They rushed 46 times for a little bit over 220 yards and a touchdown. It's about 4.7, somewhere in there, 4.6 yards a carry.
That'll get it done.
That's what you want to be able to do.
Yeah. By the way, going for 2 early, Jay.
Oh, it just sets the tone. Well, because of the wind, you're kicking into the wind. I mean, Bill Belichick's a genius, man. Like, and I said it before: death by 1,000 cuts. They kill you with boredom. They just punish you, and it feels like the Patriots are everything that the Bills aren't, especially from the running game perspective. I mean, like he just said, 46 times, just pound the ball down the middle. And when people have said yesterday, hey, he's not going to put Mac Jones in a position to not be successful, I guess 3 pass attempts is putting him in a position not to be to be successful. I'm sorry, to be successful.
If you tell me at the end of that game there were 12 pass attempts and only 6 complete, I'd be like, wow, boy, that's really devoted to the run. 3 pass attempts and 2 completions.
I'm going to allow you to be successful, man.
What you have to realize, though, too, is who you're dealing with as the head coach. He's really, really, really smart. He's like real smart, not like fake coaching smart, like really smart. Because as you mentioned, he made a decision to go for 2 on the same play that scored the touchdown. Same exact play. Nothing changed. Lined up N'Keal Harry at the edge, cracked down on the defensive end, one of my favorite plays that I used to love to do, but only I would come in motion and completely blindside the defensive end. N'Keal Harry stood there, and they toss it. He goes to the pylon touchdown. If he goes for that, the ball, he kicks the field goal. Now it's a 6-0 lead because the wind takes it, much like it did the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
Smart Belichick, not so smart on McDermott. Even though McDermott wanted the points, it's like the chances of this field goal going in is slim to none.
Yeah, smart, but also like devoted to it. It's hard to stay just in life. Think about like when you're doing the same thing again and again and again. There's a natural tendency to think I got to switch it up a little bit. He didn't, not at all. So listen, Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde. Excuse me. Let me do this first. Having said all that, guys, offensively for the Patriots, the Bills still had a chance late in the game to turn it over and turned it over on downs at the 18, but they had a chance, Key, late in the game. What about defensively for the Patriots? Because you could say whatever you want. If they make the play and the ball's in the end zone and the receiver makes a play on it, they win.
When people say if and fifth and all that, you know what I like to say, Max? If both my parents was white, I'd be white. But guess what? They wasn't. So if they would have did this, they would have won. They didn't. Because Bill Belichick, one of the things that was interesting to me is he realized and recognized throughout the course of the game, and I said this on our show or many shows that I've been on here at ESPN over the last week leading up to this game, there's a lot of them, that he's going to always give you the 25 to the 25. He's going to give you the bend, don't break. This is almost like a recipe from 2001, Super Bowl championship winning team. When you had the Willie McGinnises and you had the Teddy Bruschies and the Lawyer Malloys. They would give you good yardage from the 25 to 25. but the screws would tighten when you get into the red zone. And this is what he did with the Buffalo Bills. He made a decision. We're going to play man-to-man for majority of the game because you're not going to be able to throw the ball down the field because of the wind. Then I'm going to mix some other coverages up in there. And so what I'm going to decide to do is I'm going to give you all the little yardage you think you need, but then all of a sudden, what happens? They blitzing them. They bringing pressure. Matt Judon is creating havoc. They're bringing Hightower out of the middle. The corners are sitting at the sticks. They did exactly what they wanted to do. Now, when you look at the last play of the game, what you referred to, you say to yourself, okay, well, as soon as they lined up, first thing I said, they get ready to casino blitz him. Because now it was 4th and whatever. It was 4th and gold. It was,
Casino blitz.
Yeah, they bring everybody. Yep. They just bringing everybody. Corners are going to sit heavy inside. They ran like a little bit of a double post action. The thing that happened with Miles Bryant, the smart thing for him as a smart football player out of the University of Washington, second-year guy, wasn't even supposed to be starting. He realized that Cole Beasley crossed his face, but he knew that the other side of the field was tight. So what he did is he periffed, and he knew, okay, he crossing my face. There's always a guy behind me. If one is in front, there's somebody behind me. And he was smart enough to fluff off, and bam. Could have intercepted, but smart enough to just bat it down because it was 4th down. All that's smart Bill Belichick-type players. The fact that he knew, Jay, it's 4th down. Because most dudes would try to intercept it. They would pick it and be like, yeah, he batted it down. Bat the ball down being smart.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.